Giờ mình qua bài số 5 là bộ gõ, không phải bộ gỗ nhé. Woodwind là bộ gỗ, nhạc cụ bằng gỗ. Còn gõ thì không phải là bằng gõ mà là để mà gõ thôi. Như piano nó gọi là một nhạc cụ là vừa dây vừa gõ vậy, bởi vì là bấm vô cái phím thì nó gõ vô cái dây. Còn đây là nhạc cụ gõ thì dùng dùi. Đặc biệt là anh chị phải nhớ nhạc cụ nhiều nhất, dùng nhiều nhất đó là timpani. Trong một dàn nhạc giao hưởng, nếu mà chỉ có một nhạc cụ gõ thôi thì đó là trống timpani nhé. Mình đừng có gọi là trống cái hay gì hết, cứ gọi cái tiếng mà bây giờ quốc tế dùng. Cái timpani này là nó có nốt nhạc, có thể là bậc 1, bậc 5 tùy vào cái giọng. Nhưng mà bây giờ là một nhạc cụ, xin lỗi, bây giờ một tác phẩm nó có nhiều giọng, nó chuyển giọng. Ví dụ như là đang giọng đô trưởng, mình đang đánh đồ son, giờ nó chuyển qua giọng rê trưởng thì sao, mình lại không có cái trống nào mà rề lá. Còn ở đây thì anh chị thấy là có những cái cách để mà đổi cao độ, để mà mình chơi những cái nốt nhạc khác nhau. Đấy, mỗi một cái thời kỳ thì tùy vào nhu cầu thì người ta phải chế tạo nhạc cụ thay đổi và nó hoàn thiện theo thời gian. Đây là chuyện rất bình thường thôi. Đây là có nốt nhạc như là lock and spin, tiếng chuông hay là vibraphone, gõ và thanh kim loại, xylophone hay là marimba, gõ vào gỗ, gymnast là tạo tiếng chuông. Calesta này là nó giống như đàn phím, gõ vào thủy tinh cho nên tiếng của nó rất là thanh cao, như là âm thanh từ trời xuống. Ý nghĩa của nhạc cụ Calesta là như vậy. Còn không có nốt nhạc thì là những loại trống thôi, trống bass, trống trit, castanet là chuyên lê thanh tam giác, snare drum này là mình học ở bài sau là bài dàn trống ra thì mình biết được cái loại trống như thế này. Simba, chủng chọe, tambourine, những cái mà cái này là dành cho giống như trong nhà trẻ hay dùng á, hay là những cái còng đó. Tại vì nó không có nốt nhạc, nó dùng để điểm những cái chỗ nào cần thiết thôi. Đặc biệt là mình cứ nhớ là nhạc cụ dùng nhất là timpani nhé. Để mà chơi được giai điệu thì mình thấy là thường dùng là cái loại mà mình đang đứng dùng dùi để gõ, như là xylophone hay là vibraphone. Đó là dùng để mà gõ ra giai điệu được. Còn timpani là dùng để điểm, tăng cường cái tiếng bass, để mà là thường là bậc 1 đến bậc 5 trong hòa âm nhé. Cái này là phải có hòa âm đàng hoàng.
In Lesson 6, we will be learning about instruments of the orchestra, percussion family. If you want to learn about musical instruments quickly, you may always refer to this video and follow on all of our lessons. The percussion family can be found at the rear or back of the orchestra. Percussion is by its nature loud if you are close to it. Putting it at the back of the orchestra does two things. Number one, it allows a bit of space, which mellows the sound. Number two, it puts a lot of soft sound absorbers, those are the other members of the orchestra, between the player and the audience.
Xanh Dương tính luôn một nửa piano vào.
A percussion instrument is a musical instrument
Gõ.
that is sounded by being shaked, rattled, beat with a mallet, hit with a stick, or rubbed together.
Chọe.
Almost anything can be a percussion instrument, a hammer, a plastic bag, and even a spoon and fork. Some percussion instruments can be tuned to a definite
Có nốt
pitch,
nhạc,
while others are indefinite and do not change pitch.
không có nốt nhạc.
Percussion instruments of the orchestra are divided into two categories. The pitch percussion instruments, those instruments that produce definite pitch,
Có nốt nhạc
which are
nha.
tuned instruments. This includes the chimes, timpani, glockenspiel, xylophone, marimba, vibraphone, sulesta, and piano. The non-pitch percussion instruments,
Không có tiếng,
those instruments that produce an indefinite pitch.
không có
Those
nốt
are
nhạc.
untuned instruments. This
Gõ.
includes the snare drum, bass drum, cymbals, tambourine, triangle, castanets, maracas, and gong. Now, let's begin to explore the percussion family. The pitch percussion instruments. Number 1. Chimes. Chimes, also known as
Chuông.
tubular bells, are a member of the percussion family, which, unlike most percussion instruments, produces a pitch when struck. How is it played? Chimes are played by striking the top edge of the metal tube with rawhide or plastic hammer. The player may control the length of the ring with the damper pedal. Number 2. The timpani. Timpani, also called kettle drums, are instruments from the percussion family that produce a pitch when struck.
Cong, nhạc cụ chính nha.
Most symphony orchestras use 3 to 5 timpanis of various sizes. A timpani player may be referred to as a percussionist or a timpanist. How is it played? The timpanist plays the timpani by striking a drum head with a special stick called a timpani mallet. A timpanist must determine how loud to play a note and how long the note should sound. To end the sound, the timpanist must place his or her fingers against the drum head while holding the timpani stick with the thumb and index finger. This technique is called muffling or damping and is an important part of timpani playing. Timpani has a pedal that controls which pitch the drum is on. 30 years ago, the common sizes for timpani diameters were normally 30, 28, 25, and 23 inches.
9 độ cao.
Today, the industry standard is accepted as 32, 29, 26, and 23 inches. Number 3. Glockenspiel. Glockenspiel is a German word which means bell plate,
Cũng là tiếng
which is a
chuông.
miniature xylophone with metal bars instead of wood. The percussionist uses hard mallets to play the glockenspiel, which sounds like clear tinkling bells. Number
Ở ngoài
4.
bán là như đồ chơi.
Xylophone. Xylophone originally came from Africa and Asia, but has a Greek name that means wood sound.
Tiếng gỗ.
The modern xylophone has a wooden bars or keys arranged like the keys of the piano, which the player hits with a mallet. You can change the quality of the pitch by using the different kinds of mallets, hard
High
or
note.
soft, and by hitting the wooden bars in different ways. Attached to the bottom of the wooden bars are metal tubes called resonators, where the sound vibrates. This gives the xylophone its bright bell-like sound.
Cũng như
Number
tiếng
5.
chuông.
Marimba.
Marimba.
Marimba is larger version of xylophone. Yarn mallet heads tend to be softer and are generally
Phiên bản
recommended for
xylophone
playing the
to
marimba
hơn.
so that the rows with bars are protected. It has a wood or plastic resonators attached to the bottom of the wooden keys or tone bars, which give it a mellower, more rounded sound. Number 6. Vibraphone. Vibraphone, also known as vibes or vibraharp,
Thanh
is a
kim loại nhé.
percussion instrument that has tuned metal bars and is similar in shape of a xylophone. Cord mallets or rattan shaft mallets are recommended for playing vibraphone. Vibraphone has both metal bars and metal resonators with
loại,
a small
không phải
rotating
gỗ.
disc inside. The discs are attaching to a rod which is turned by an electric motor. Vibraphone's vibrating fans adds a vibrato effect. Listen to the sound when the fan is vertical.
Điều khiển tiếng.
Listen to the sound when the fan is horizontal.
Đóng cái thanh nó lại. Cái tiếng khác nhau á nhỉ. Nhưng mà chơi thực tế
A
nha.
damper can be used to stop the vibrations of the tone plates. When you play a sustained note on the vibes and the motor is running, the disc create vibrato or a wiggly pitch. Number 7. Sulesta. The Sulesta looks like a tiny upright piano and sounds a lot like glockenspiel with its delicate bell-like tone. It is best adapted to light and graceful
Piano
effects.
chơi tiếng chuông.
Sulestas usually have a keyboard of 49 to 65 keys. It
4
consists
octave.
of a series of small metal bars, and hence is a metallophone with a keyboard and a simplified piano action in which small felt hammers strike the bars. How is it played? You make sound on the Sulesta by pressing down on the key with your finger like a piano, which lifts a hammer inside and strikes a metal bar. You can play many notes at once using both your hands. Number 8.
Piano.
Piano,
Quen
also
quá
known
rồi.
as pianoforte. It is the most popular instrument used in the home as well as in the concert stage. How is it played? You make sound on the piano by pressing down on the key
Gõ vào
with your
dây.
finger, which lifts a hammer inside and strikes the strings. You can play many notes at once using both your hands. Piano, both as stringed and percussion instrument.
Vừa là bộ dây, vừa là bộ gõ. Vì nó gõ vào dây.
Vibrations are initiated by hammers hitting the strings rather than by plucking and by moving a bow across them. You play it by hitting its 88 black and white keys with your fingers, which suggests it belongs in the percussion family. Letter B. The non-pitch percussion instruments.
Gõ không có độ cao.
Number 1. Snare drum. The snare drum, also known as the side drum, is a small drum with two heads stretched over a shell of metal. Snare drums are used to keep the rhythm and make special sounds, such as drum rolls. How is it played? You play the snare drum by hitting the top with the drumsticks, mallets, or brushes. Number 2. Bass drum. Like the double bass, the bass drum is the biggest member of the percussion family and therefore makes the lowest sounds. The bass drum is built like a very large snare drum. Although without the snare, it is also an untuned instrument. How is it played? You play the bass drum by hitting either drum head with sticks that have large, soft heads, often covered with sheepskin or felt. It can produce a lot of different sounds, from roaring thunder to the softest whispers. Number 3. Cymbals. It consists of 2 large circular brass plates of equal size, made slightly convex so that only the edges will touch together. How is it played? You can play the cymbals either by hitting one cymbal against the other, or you can use sticks, mallets, or brushes to hit one or both
một hoặc là hai cái. Một cái thì dùng dùi, hai cái thì gõ vào nhau.
Number 4. Tambourine. A tambourine is a small drum with a metal jingles set into the edges. Both the drum head and the jingles are untuned. How is it played? Tambourine can be played by holding it in one hand, tap, shake, or hit it, usually against your other hand. Number 5. Triangle. Triangle is a small metal bar that's bent into the shape of a triangle and makes a ringing sound when you hit it. There are many sizes of triangles, and each one sounds a different pitch. There are 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 inches. The smaller the triangle size, the higher the sound. The bigger the triangle size, the lower the sound.
Càng nhỏ càng cao, càng lớn thì càng thấp.
How is it played? Triangle is being played by holding it on a string and striking it with a metal beater.
Gõ ngoài, gõ trong, gõ góc. Khá đơn giản này.
Number 6. Castanets. Castanets are fun wooden instruments originated from Spain. It is used to punctuate the music with a distinctive clickety-clock. Castanets are made of 2 pieces of wood tied together. How is it played? Castanets are played by holding them with your fingers and click the 2 pieces of wood together. Castanets in the orchestra are sometimes mounted on a piece of wood, and the percussionist plays by hitting them with his or her hands.
Có thể dùng dùi gõ hoặc là dùng tay.
Number 7. Maracas. Maracas originally came from Mexico. They are rattles, often made of gourds, a kind of squash, filled with dried seeds, beads, or even tiny ball bearings that make them rattle. Maracas can also be made of wood or plastic.
Trái bí.
How is it played?
Không phải làm bằng gỗ thôi.
Maracas can be played by holding them in your hands and shake. Number 8. Gong. Gong was also known as the tam-tam, a Chinese origin. It's a very large metal plate that hangs suspended from a metal pipe. It looks like similar to a cymbal and is also untuned, but is much larger and has a raised center. How is it played? Gong or tom-tom is to be played by hitting the center with a soft mallet. Depending on how hard you hit it, you can make a deafening crash or softest flicker of sound.
Ngưng lấy tay chặn lại.
Take advantage of this best and free music app only here in